Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Roman and I am a DIY rebuilder. I buy stuff at the auction and rebuild it. Currently I'm working on a Bobcat T320. This skid steer, well no, it's not a skid steer, it's a track loader, construction equipment. This particular one was damaged by fire and we are in the process of rebuilding it. In the previous video I've attempted to start an engine and I couldn't. I've done a little bit of research and let's see where we at. Okay guys, so quick update. I did find out what that part was. That is actually a stop solenoid or shut-off solenoid, fuel shut-off solenoid. I actually did start the engine, but only with starting fluid, and I realized that there is simply no diesel coming in. Anyway, did a little bit of research, couldn't find much info, and basically what I was doing, I actually even hooked up a regular pump trying to push diesel in, because I couldn't get any diesel to come out of injector lines, and it's supposed to skirt fluid out. And I've tried everything pretty much I could. That manual pump is pumping, but it was kind of weak, so that was the reason why I hooked up an electric pump. Still wasn't getting any fuel out of the injector pump. Couldn't find how to take it off because just had no idea how to take it off. But there's actually, once you unscrew these bolts right here on top, it will come up just a little bit. It's actually kind of spring loaded, but I won't go any further. But I found that there's a side window or side hole, and you're supposed to disconnect that little rod on the inside, and you have to align that there's like a little pin. You have to align it with the groove on the body of the pump, and then it comes up. Well, it looks like I will have to take it apart, because this rod doesn't wanna budge, and it's probably this piston, or this is probably where the problem is. Okay guys, after spending about an hour trying to free this side up, I actually managed to free it up. It's now it's going back and forth freely. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it though. See this gunk? It turned into like a glue, and because the tolerances are so tight in there, it's just glued pieces together. Okay guys, so I pulled out a second roller. Even though it was going back and forth easily, it still had a bunch of gunk on it. I tried soaking these parts in the mineral spirits and lacquer thinner. I'm just gonna keep on cleaning these sections, and once I'm done, we're gonna take it back to the engine and put it on the engine and see if we can finally fire up. Okay guys, so this is actually another day. What I realized that this gear has a couple of marks. There are marks on either side of here, and there's one on over here. I'm not sure exactly which one is used for alignment. There are marks on this shaft, on this rack, on this gear as well. If you look inside, I don't know if you can see it or not, but on the inside you will see a tiny mark on this shaft, and it's actually this mark right here for each cylinder. So what I need to find out, I need to find exactly which mark supposed to be alignment mark. What I'm gonna do, since I haven't disassembled these two, I'm gonna take one of them off and see where that gear aligns with this shaft, and I will reassemble these two using the alignment of one of these cylinders. Okay guys, so all of these parts are cleaned up as good as I can get them. This pump is cleaned on the inside those channels as far as I could get it. Gasket, old silicone is cleaned up, and everything looks pretty good. So let's get it assembled. Okay, so the top side is done. Now, the tricky part. Whew. This is pretty much it. Yeah, these rollers are very smooth right now. This shaft very smooth. So this completes this project. Let's stick it back. Okay guys, so this is not the best setup you have seen, for sure. I could barely fit this 3/16 on here and on the filter as well, but this will do for now. Right now I got battery hooked up. I'm just gonna short the starter wire, which is right here, and oh, I don't need these cables then. First I'm gonna prime fuel. I want to make sure it's full of fuel, and then hopefully when we crank it, hopefully it's gonna start shooting diesel out of all of these, all of four nipples. And if that's going to be the case, if it's going to be shooting nicely, then we're going to install lines back and valve cover, and hopefully it will crank up. So right now let's prime it. Hopefully this will hold, because this thing is barely holding. So we do have fuel going, and I'd like to see that it's coming out as well. Yeah, now it is coming out, and moment of truth, we're gonna crank it and hopefully it's gonna start shooting fuel. Yeah, let it rain. As you saw, it started shooting fuel out of all of these nipples. Next thing that I'm gonna do is put lines in and put valve cover on, like I said, and see if it's gonna crank. Okay guys, so as you can probably tell by the sound of the fan, I am pretty confident that it's gonna start. I haven't started it yet, but I'm pretty confident it will fire up. Reason why, because it was firing up with the starting fluid before. One thing that I should have done, and I haven't, I should have primed these lines while they were off, but I hope it's just probably gonna take a couple times, a couple more cranks, but it should start. Also, I forgot to install this part. Now let me do this real quick. Okay, so moment of truth. We'll prime it. Oh boy, there's so much trash. I'm glad I put this filter on. Alright, let's do it. Let me crank it one more time. I just like the way it starts. Yeah, this is it for this video. And in the next video we're going to be messing a little bit more with this engine, starting taking things apart and you know, moving forward. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if this is something you're interested in, if you'd like to see the end of it. Make sure your bell notification is on so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.